Greg Bergeron is here with me from Allstate. How are you this morning?
I'm fantastic. Thanks
Good.
for having me.
Glad to hear it. Absolutely. We want to talk about pool safety. This is that time of year where it cannot be repeated enough. You need to be actively thinking about your backyard when you have a pool there, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. There's some pretty scary stats that have come out recently.
Yeah, Red Cross, I think, just published a report, and you know, although drowning rates are going down, they remain the second leading cause of preventable death among children under 10. So that's a big concern, especially going into the season.
Another scary stat is how many of the drownings happen in these 3 months: July, June, July, August.
June, July, August. 60% of them, I think, are happening at that time.
Okay, so the message is getting through, but not strong enough, I think, is what we're worried about here. So talk to me about things I need to be thinking about with my backyard pool.
Well, I mean, backyard pools, you got to think of safety features with your backyard pool. The Red Cross report says less than half parents realize that, or think that four-sided fences is as important as it is. You know, having a 1.5 or 1.2 meter fence all around your pool is really important with a latching gate. That's really a big preventative measure.
You only need to see a 1-year-old climb out of their crib once, right, to know that these little monkeys are just that. They will, and I don't know what it is, but there is an attraction toward the water from children. So you think to yourself, oh, well, you know, I'm around, I'll hear a splash or a scream. Yeah. You know, maybe you think that, I hope not, but you know, even if that's something that's in the back of your mind, that is not the case.
No, there was a recent article from slate.com that drowning is a very silent affair. It's not like in the movies where you're splashing and screaming about, because your natural response is to breathe. And in process of trying to breathe, you're not going to be able to speak. I mean, your vocal cords take a second backseat to that.
It's just really, it's so scary to me. It's, you know, it's something that is on my mind. I own a pool, and we're very diligent. It's arm's reach, right? That's a big one. Be within arm's reach of your child. And also safety equipment. My guy doesn't go on the pool deck without one of those.
Yeah, absolutely. You have one of these. A lot of people think, you know, using toys and floatable toys are good safety devices, but they're not. I mean, you got to have an approved. You know, you have a little one around the pool, even if he's not in the water. Have this on him at all times. I mean, you know, you and I were speaking about that earlier.
Yeah, exactly. And remember, approved, and that big neck piece for those little ones holds them, flips them to the back, and holds their head up out of the water. My little guy with his life jacket on has fallen in the pool. I was right at the side. And you know, freaked him out. We pulled him out right away. But you got to be right there. I think that's really key. And it's sad that we still hear these stories.
Yeah, it's alarming. All I can say is take preventable measures. I mean, if you go to the goodhandsadvice.ca, we have a lot of safety tips on there. You know, things that attract kids to pools, like pool toys floating in the water. They can also, you know, hide kids if they do fall in. You know, they're in the way.
A couple of things I hadn't thought about, but I do have around: a life ring with a rope attached to it, just as if you were on a boat, and a sturdy pole as well.
That they can grab onto.
Just so it's really quick, maybe if you can't get in there for some reason. Personally, I'm diving in as soon as possible, but you know, one is too many. If you just think about it, could you imagine after the fact thinking to yourself about some of the things you could have done and didn't? And that would just be such a heartbreaker beyond the obvious loss of a child, which is unthinkable.
Absolutely, and that's what Allstate has been doing for the last 60 years. I mean, we're in the business of preventing things from happening and preventing bad things from happening.
That's insurance. Insuring against that, like making sure it doesn't happen, is the best insurance. And to me, you don't want to take that call.
No, we
don't want to make it.
Jeff, we've seen too many of it, too much of it. It's a tragedy, and any tragedy we can prevent. If we can, you know, just by speaking here and letting people know, you know, about these things, I encourage you to read the Red Cross report and slate.com, look for signs of drowning, because, you know, it's not what you think.
And it's not something we love talking about, but we have to talk about it because we don't want to talk about it after the fact.
Absolutely.
There you go. Greg, thanks so much for joining me.
Thanks.